Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Everyone. Hello, everyone. You just saw the testing segment. Here I am. Welcome to Ozi Bangwoku. I'm the founder and owner of Ozi Bangwoku, meaning the message of the peer of Woku. Forget how to translate Woku into English. I don't remember if it's possible or not. I'm not going down there now. Anyway, basically Woku is a Madioha, the message of the peer of a Madioha. Who's the peer of a Madioha? Kanso. What is the message of a Kanso? Akuwa, the light of the world. Welcome to the light of the world. I'm the founder of the light of the world, and I'm also the light of the world. Literally, I'm the light of the world. I'm a Madioha. CHIMAOGE, Nkero, Ahambumoge, Onishikalaka. Government name, CHIMAOGE Chijoke Ibe. Also gone by CHIMAOGE Chijoke Ibe Nwoko in the past. You can call me CHIMAOGE, you can also call me Moge. Welcome. This is one of the foundational videos of Ozi Bangwoku. It is called Trump Supporters Explain. Welcome. So this video is very casual. I'm going to record it here on this laptop in various 6-minute segments. Going to be 5 6-minute segments, and then there'll be the testing portion you saw earlier. I'm just casual here where I live. So this is just an introduction. Obviously, Donald Trump is the president of the United States of America, and again, I'm going to go into more of my own, what people would call personal opinion on CHIMAOGE's Comments and CHIMAOGE's Comments America, the under networks, at least 2 of the under networks here at Ozi Bangwoku. As opposed to the flagship network of Ozi Bangwoku called Ozi Bangwoku, right? And that name is in my language, Acula language, you know. I know it's controversial me saying that. Basically, the true languages of Earth are broken, they're scattered, but the name of my true language, Acula language, can be found in various forms. The place you can find most of the speech, because speech is part of language, it's not language itself. The place you can find most of the speech is in a language that is today called Igbo language. That is a language that, here we go. It's hard to explain it in a metaphysically accurate way, because unfortunately there's so much ignorance in the world today. But Igbo language is a language that, according to most people today, is the language of my tribe. Let's just say that. Just because 3 of my 4 grandparents were part of the Igbo group. Let me just say it like that. They're killing me right now. A lot of darkness behind the terms we use for ourselves now. So sorry. I mean, at least one is alive. I hope 2. But 2 of them unfortunately passed on. So those are the ones that definitely going to be, let's just leave it at that. Anyway, right now I'm actually going to just plan the rest of the video in front of you. So, yeah, this is just casual. You hear the background music. I haven't decided on it yet, but yeah. Donald Trump.
Mouth shut because there's so many flies about. So if you keep your mouth shut like this, you end up with an Australian accent. Alright, I'm gonna go and set.
No worries, see you, Robert.
No worries, mate. That's the most commonly used phrase by Australians and the epitome of Australian notions. The fact that Australians like to take a relaxed view of things is part of their self-image. At the same time, Australia is solid with prohibitory signs.
Really watching and listening to a documentary about Australia as I'm making this video. Shout out to everyone in Australia. I've always wanted to go there. Apparently Australia is Utua. That is the sweetness of the world, because each of the 49 things has a spot where it exists in its largest form in the world. Apparently most of the Utah, the sweetness, one of the 49 things in the world, in terms of how it manifests in what we call the earth itself, is in what we now call Australia. Also the rest of Oceania, that whole region. So that's really cool. But yeah, anyway. Yeah.
Helmet now costs 344 Australian dollars, 225 euros, and anyone who disrupts a wedding in South Australia had better have a good reason. They can be fined up to 10,000 Australian dollars or 2 years in prison.
Australians, even though they have that kind of anti-authoritarian, we're-all-equal kind of character, they also have quite a submissive or not sheepish, but a character that does like to follow the rules.
It's not only nature's hardships that determine the way of life on the continent. There is also phenomenal geological wealth. There's more zinc, iron, and above all uranium in the Australian outback than will be needed worldwide in the next 100 years at the current rate of consumption. Australia's top export is mine and May. 97% of the world's demand for these gemstones comes from here. Even more important economically is coal. It has fueled Australia's economic growth for 30
Alright,
years.
end of this segment.
Hey everyone, this is the second chunk of the video on Trump supporters. Forgive me, I just heard something a little crazy of my face like this. Yeah. Anyway, this segment, it'll be about 6 minutes again. I'm doing this one on my phone just for flexibility. It'll be on the rise of Trump. Because I'm tired. Give me a sec. Basically, in order to understand Donald Trump's supporters, you must understand Donald Trump himself. Need to get my first marriage nailed down. No, I'm not talking about divorce. I'm talking about having multiple marriages. Everyone should have multiple marriages. Monogamy is not natural. There's not a being in existence that is monogamous. It's nope. Anyway, I mean, society's messed up, but this is weird. You have to go into that. It's like talking about why you can't eat one piece of food for your whole life. But anyway, mercy. You can't make analogies because of all these idiots. Anyway, check out my video on CHIMAOGE's comments about the manosphere if you want to hear idiots' takes on romance. But anyway, this is about Donald Trump. You could also listen to him if you want to hear the idiot's take on romance. Anyway, Donald Trump was born, I believe, sometime in the 40s. The man is in his 70s. What does that amount to? Yeah, that would be in the 40s. I think he's like 77 right now as I record this. So anyway, he was born in the 40s. This is 2025, so that would be like what? 48, 47, something like that, because I think he's 77. Born in the 40s to a millionaire father, forget his name. His dad was part of the German group, ancestrally. I'll just say that because he was born in America, but I think it's like his father was born in what is now considered Germany, part of that group. Because German's not like a tribe, I would call it really a group. And then his mom was born and raised in Scotland, so it's ironic that Trump does not like people who quote unquote immigrate to this country, because he's the child of an immigrant, although she's white. So his anti-immigrant rhetoric is really against non-white immigrants. And what else do you have? So he was a rich boy. He did rich boy things. He was a bad person. He went to college at Wharton School of Business, which is part of the University of Pennsylvania. So, I want to do this. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it. For all his talk of populism, he went to an Ivy League school. But, I mean, look at me. I can't get him on that. Look at me. I went to Harvard. I did better than him. Yeah, Trump is what is known as a Nshikala. In other words, a poop or a poo-poo Amadioha. Because, as I've said before, he's a hell reincarnation. That's very relevant. I actually forgot that. And one thing, I think other people can do it, but really generally hell reincarnations do it. It's a form of self-harm, unfortunately. And I'll explain this more in a video in CHIMAOGE's comments. But basically, you can replace the dominant thing in yourself up to a certain point with poo-poo from hell. And that's what he's done. So, it's like his self is designed to be a Madioha. And that is still... Let me listen. Basically, it's poo-poo instead. I'm still learning the details of how that works. Well, basically, that's why he's an idiot. So let's fast forward. He gets... Did he get money himself? Basically, he scammed a lot, ended up being named a billionaire, wreaked havoc for decades, and then he said that Barack Obama was not born in the U.S. in 2011. That's really when I started paying attention to his existence. I knew he was on Celebrity Apprentice before. I mean, that's his show. He was a reality TV star, evil billionaire, notoriously racist, although a lot of rappers liked him. I mean, a lot of rappers still like him. My goodness, what has changed? Let's just leave it there. Anyway, he's a bad guy. Hey everyone, back again. I tend to start speaking during the lag period on these videos. But anyway. Yeah, this is the second video I'm recording on my phone. Two, just saying that so that when I'm putting this together, I remember. Anyway. Well, in this segment, I want to talk about how Trump supporters, again, let me focus on the supporters. 2011, he was stupid. 2016, 15, he was stupider, he got elected. 2020, I guess he was the same amount of stupid, he just didn't get reelected. 2024, this is actually the most violent I've ever seen him, and he got elected, so, excuse me. Whew! I mean, trying to get rid of birthright citizenship? Oh my god, he's a clown. Anyway, who would support such a person? Very bad people. Ashile. Poop deer. That's what that translates to. Or lying deer. Lie deer. Really lie deer. False deer. That's what that translates. Shilla, that's what it means in my well, that's the word in my language. Anyway, what does that mean? That's someone who wants to destroy all sweetness in this world. That is actually a hell being. He's a person. He's bad. I'll talk about hell more in the future on my channel. I've done it a bit on CHIMAOGE's comments, that is. It's also my channel. But anyway, point is, these people are like hell beings. And they unite with all these other so-called far-right movements and groups and other things. Like the Manosphere, they don't like women. Even women who support Trump, how many of them are there really? I'm always shocked when I see the numbers. It's like, oh, like most white women voted for Trump. Are the exit polls correct? We really need more detailed data on voting for Trump. And then beyond that, why? Has anyone been threatened? Questions to answer. And that's very dark. That is very depressing. Wow. Okay, let me take a break. This is depressing. Just look at my ceiling light. I'm gonna go take a sip of my drink. Ooh. That's actually very dark. Anyway, I'm not saying they're not women Trump supporters. There are. I'm just saying the exact percentage has to be looked into, and the reasons why, just because of how anti-women Trump is. It's just strange. But anyway, to understand Trump supporters, you have to look at their core supporters first. His core supporters are white men. His core supporters are white men. Although, here we go. Again, it's complicated because with any politician, they don't just get elected based upon their core support. There are other elements outside of the core support who make decisions that lead to them being elected. So I don't want you guys to think that how do I say it? Right, okay. I'm just thinking this is kind of complicated. Let me just give you the core. White men wearing red hats who are racist and hateful of women are the core of Trump support. That is the core of why he's elected. And a bunch of other bad actors and maybe some other elements help them get him elected. And when I say him, that's really a stand-in for him and his group, because any politician does not act alone. They act as part of a group. So yeah. Anyway, that's part 2 of the phone videos.
Hey everybody, back again, recording this part of the video very early in the morning, trying to keep quiet so I don't disturb my neighbors. Hope you all can hear me. It's a bit of a test as well, see how the audio comes out. Lower the volume of the video I'm watching as well. You can see it. Shout out to Dre Nicole, Poor Minds Podcast. Anyway, Lex P. Very talented people who talk about things. Anyway, people who show stuff. Anyway, I saw 47 again. Saw it twice. Saw 66. Seeing all these angel numbers. Anyway, 47 is a number of sleep. Anyway. Now this part of the video is about the perception of Trump supporters. The perception of Trump supporters. How are Trump supporters perceived? Overall, it's a mixed bag, unfortunately. Most people perceive them negatively to various degrees. There's a large minority who love him worldwide. The craziest thing is there are a lot of people outside the US who like him, black people. So, I mean, this is just because white people are a global minority. Most Trump supporters are black. race, but they're black. And there's a large number of non-mixed race black Trump supporters. Okay, in Africa, unfortunately, there's a lot of people supporting him. Doesn't make any sense. It's people who do not value their lives, but anyway, is that when you have people who these people who are not passionate about Trump, they actually don't like him, but either vote for him or if given the chance would vote for him. The latter category, most of those of course are outside the US, because if you're in the US you can vote unless you're a non-citizen. So those people are also strange, but it's not as bad. I mean, I'm not excusing it, there's a lot going on there. Maybe being right, well, my language, oh yeah, it's something creepy. You know, something complicated in a weird way, translated roughly. Are you a hostage if you could vote against Trump, but I don't know, maybe you'll be heavily criticized by your whole group, and maybe your whole family will hate you, your family will ostracize you, people like that. Okay, I would still say just leave those people behind. Yeah, but anyway, then you have most people who dislike him, but again, and don't support him anyway. But the key thing we have to grapple with here, though, is that there's a very large minority of people who support him, and then also a large minority of people who would cast a vote for him if put under pressure, right? So, again, the exit polls in the US typically show that maybe, like, on average, the numbers I usually see indicate something like maybe like 45 to 47% of Americans either voted or would vote for him. And then maybe of that, you have a majority of diehard supporters. Then maybe that amounts to like 33% diehard supporters. But again, you have to take into account some of those diehard supporters are really people under duress, being forced to vote for him. Globally, there are no numbers that people alive have produced. What do spirits tell me the numbers are? Complicated, they're telling me 30%. Okay. It's crazy anyway. Yeah, overall the perception of Trump supporters is mixed, but there's a large amount of negative perception. But given how bad he is, the idea that you can even have like 20% of people who love him, that shows the world is broken. Anyway. Yeah. Saw 47 again. Sleep. It's important. I don't think Trump sleeps. Anyway. Alright, to the next part. Hey guys, this is the last major chunk of the video. I'm actually recording it after I recorded the outro, just because I forgot. This is just in here for length, because this is part of laying the foundations for the network. So I just want a certain number of videos, really 6 videos up, that are between 30 and 40 minutes long, 30 and 40 minutes long. But just to kind of really make this part of the video, I'll just give, if you can't tell already, my personal opinion on Trump supporters. I really don't like them. I despise Trump supporters. Um, yeah, I just despise Trump supporters. I just despise Trump supporters. Um, yeah, I despise Trump supporters. Let's leave it at that. Anyway, this will be rolling. I'm dealing with my trash right now, so yeah, anyway, this will roll for about another 5 minutes. So enjoy the background music. Enjoy the show to you. Jesse will talk in the background. Anyway, good to listen to when you're thinking. About to see 4-4. Oh, I saw 447. Anyway, yeah, I don't like Trump supporters. Really it's just the racism and the Shelly, the for short hatred of women. It's just too much. It just. I'm having many thoughts, but it just too much. It just a disgrace to honor and dignity of this world. Anyway. Oh, if you know a diehard Trump supporter, just be careful around them. People are dangerous. Who's even light of the world? Alright, guys. Okay, everyone, this is the closeout to the video. It's the closeout to the video. Early morning here, just before sunrise, so I'm keeping it quiet so I don't disturb my neighbors. Thank you so much for watching. Again, CHIMAOGE, also MAOGE, signing off here, founder of MAOGE. Hope you know more about Trump supporters. Tell me what you think of them.